Everyone thinks if they can't move their leg higher than a certain amount, they think it's because their hamstrings are too tight. This is really the way everyone is thinking about this, and everyone is pretty much doing the same thing. They're suggesting to stretch it, and they may have a bunch of different ways to stretch it and stretch it and stretch it, right? They're thinking that these muscles, probably the hamstrings, they're thinking these muscles are like my shirt. So if I grab it and I stretch the shirt, that it'll be really loose and it will allow more length so I can move my leg further. By the way, think about what the neck would look like when I'm done doing that. Not so good. We wouldn't want that to happen to our muscles, right? Right. But I want you to think about this a completely different way. And this is how, as muscle system specialists, we think about this. Number one, if we even decide that you should move your leg further, if we even decide that's a thing, and I'll talk about that more later, but if we do decide, instead of thinking that something is disallowing you to move further, right? Because that's the thing. Everyone thinks something is too tight, not allowing enough length. So everyone stretches, does yoga, whatever, right? Instead of thinking that, think about it like this. Our ability to perform this motion is limited. Or instead of saying limited, we'll just say it is only such that it allows someone to move so far. So our ability to move further than we want is not there. So let us pretend for a moment that you really should be able to move further than you can. Whether or not this is true is another scenario. We'll talk about it. But let's pretend for a moment that you really should. So instead of thinking like, hey, these things are too tight, we're going to look at it like this. This whole system needs to work in a way that you can move your leg further. Because when you go to move your leg, I want you to think about something. Instead of just thinking like, I'm moving my leg, things too tight. Think about this. The muscles that cross your knee need to be engaged to keep your knee straight. Some of those muscles cross your hip. Some of those muscles cross different segments of your spine. So now we're into your spine. We're into your knee, your hip, and your spine. Okay, fine. There's multiple levels at the spine. You notice when you go to lift your leg, your abs kind of turn on. So there is an integration of all this stuff working. You have muscles on the side of your spine that are also acting. On both sides of your spine that are also acting. There's muscles on the back of your spine that are going to respond to the ones on the front of your spine. There's muscles on the side of your hip and the back that are going to respond to the ones on the front of your hip. And there's much more than that too. All this stuff is going on just to lift your leg. So the point is this: if the system is not operating in such a way that it can effectively accomplish that motion, then you may not be able to move your leg that far. So my point is this: it's much more than simply a matter of this tissue is too tight, we need to force it longer. We need to think about this real differently. As certified muscle system specialists, that's what we do. So if you're feeling tight and if you're feeling like you don't move the way you should, give us a call. We'll talk about if you even should be able to move further than that. And if so, we'll see if we can help.